Hi guys and gals, it's John
Emily.
from AFK Books and Records in beautiful pre-storm Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we've got a full vinyl new release week for you. So we're going to kick it off right now with Emily, because this is her favorite movie of all time, probably her favorite soundtrack of all time. Here you go.
This is my White Whale vinyl. I've been waiting for this to come back out on vinyl since I got a record player. I love this movie. I love this soundtrack. This is Almost Famous, if you couldn't tell. It won a Grammy. It had like one of the most expensive film music budgets of all time. It's so great. Bowie, Zeppelin, The Who, Peter Frampton, and Nancy Wilson wrote the songs for Stillwater, which is the band in the movie. The music in this is amazing. You need this record. Please.
You do.
Buy it. And there's supposed to be a box set coming out, but it got bumped until August. But it's okay, because you can get this to tide you over until then, which is amazing. And it also includes unreleased photos and exclusive art on the inside.
More money for me, because we get to sell it to Emily now and when the box set comes out in August.
Yes, you get
I
all my
love how
money.
this works. How cool is this? But we also have the deluxe CD. The 2 CD deluxe expanded edition includes 35 songs, 18 of which are not on the original soundtrack, such as Joni Mitchell's The River, and an unreleased version of Tiny Dancer mixed with the cast performance. Cool. All right.
Fun fact, I just remembered, Mike McCready, who we all know and love, program, played the lead guitar on all the Stillwater songs.
No way.
Okay, I'm done.
You're just a fountain of fun facts.
I really am.
Next up, Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare, originally released in 1975. This is actually Alice's first solo album, with prior albums being credited to the entire band. More cool trivia, most of Lou Reed's band joined Cooper for this record. Played in sequence, the songs form a journey through the nightmares of a child named Stephen. The album inspired the Nightmare TV special, a worldwide concert tour in 1975, and the Welcome to My Nightmare concert film in 1976. This limited version is pressed on clear vinyl. This is part of Rhino's Summer of Soundtracks, and we'll have more on the way for future release dates as well, including some stuff that's coming out for Record Store Day Drops 2, not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Another of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
Drum roll, please.
Ba-da-da! Death Proof! Woo! This is the Quentin Tarantino film. One of my favorite Tarantino films. Controversial, I know, but I don't care.
Pulp Fiction, Pulp Fiction.
Everybody says Pulp Fiction. Yeah, Pulp Fiction is a great movie. Death Proof is almost an entire car chase movie with like 4 really awesome women who like
Royale with cheese. Come on, come on, give it up. Give it up.
Coasters. Way Down in Mexico. Dave D, Dozy Beacon, Mick and Tish, Hold Tight. April March, Chick Habit. This soundtrack is amazing. And it's on red, clear, and black tricolor vinyl.
Pretty cool.
Yes,
I admit,
look at how cool that car
pretty cool.
is. Stuntman Mike! Sorry, okay.
Next up, The Wallflowers, Exit Wounds, their first album in nearly a decade, produced by Butch Walker and featuring Shelby Lynn on 4 tracks. We have a limited indie-exclusive color vinyl version pressed on purple wax or a shiny
sorry, I hit
CD.
you with the CD.
There it is. Nice.
Next up is, I'm just gonna sing this song the whole time. Cande y Paolo, self-titled. Cande y Paolo are Cande Boasso on vocals and upright bass with Paolo Carrizo on keyboards. This is the debut album from the Argentinian couple, featuring both originals as well as covers such as Summertime, Neil Young's Sugar Mountain, and Leonard Cohen's Treaty. It's so beautiful. I was listening to this earlier. You definitely need to check them out. They're great.
Next up, the infamous Stringdusters, tribute to Bill Monroe. The Grammy Award-winning bluegrass quintet pays tribute to the father of bluegrass with songs that helped shape their career. The album was recorded at each band member's individual home studio, independent of other band members' physical presence. That's pretty wild.
COVID album.
Yeah, all right. Zoom Jam.
Tony Danza. Next up is The Greatest Thing. From top of the league Northern Belters to R&B stormers and beautiful down-tempo numbers, the listeners taken on a 20-track journey through the mid-60s Detroit soul, featuring the fabulous Peps, Lee Rogers, Pat Lewis, and more.
All right, now we got more modern and crossover soul. Get Your Point Over, modern soul overview packed with independent crossover classics dating from the late 60s to the 80s, featuring Willie T, the TSU Tornadoes, Flamin' King, Herman Hitson, and more. Look at those awesome labels. Sweet.
Haven't had a record from these guys in a very, 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 very
I wish
long
they
time.
wouldn't wait like 20 years before they put out albums. This
It's just
band,
like they
they're
need
just
to be
so
more
slow.
prolific.
Yeah,
They only have
They're just-
1,700 albums. We need more.
let's do it.
Teen Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard! Teenage Gizzard, look how shiny and
die cut.
fun. And die cut, yeah.
Feel the lizard, feel the
You
lizard.
can feel the lizard. Okay, it's a newly unearthed collection of the very first material ever recorded by King Giz between 2010 and 2011. It includes 3 early singles, 2 B-sides, 4 tracks from the band's first non-official EP, Anglesi. I'm not saying that right. And
Anglesey, I think. No, go ahead.
Anglesey?
Okay, all right.
Maybe it's
All right,
Anglesey.
all right,
I
all
don't
right.
know. And one track considered to be long lost until now, and it's
Until
on
now.
Pink and Yellow Splatter.
Next up, Fire Over Babylon, Dread, Peace, and Conscious Sounds at Studio One. Features a stellar selection of 70s roots music, classic and rare tracks recorded at the legendary Studio One. Featured here are seminal artists such as Freddie McGregor, the Wailing Souls, the Gladiators, Horace Andy, Devin Russell, Cedric Brooks, Count Ossie, and more. Studio One in the house.
Next up, we have probably one of the weirdest albums of all time, but weird in a good way, weird in a fun way.
Weird in a good way.
God bless Tiny Tim!
Woo.
Tiptoe through the tulips!
Very nice, Emily.
Thank you. The one-of-a-kind 1968 debut gets a new limited repress, fittingly on tulip yellow vinyl. Limited to just 700 copies, so you need to get it before it's gone.
Next up, The Rough Guide to African Guitar and Pronunciation showcases some of Africa's leading lights of the guitar, both past and present, from West African bluesman Samba Touré and Alosani Anivola to the finger-picking wizardry of South African Masconda legend
Shiani Nkobo.
Nkobo. Very good. Teamwork yet
Teamwork
again.
makes the dream work. Next up is Muse. I love Muse. Origin of Symmetry 20th Anniversary Remix Anniversary Edition. I said anniversary too many times because I was so excited. Their second album, reworked and featuring a more open, dynamic, and less crushed sound compared to the original release. The new mixes also highlight elements that were originally buried or muted in the mix, such as string sections on Space Dementia, Citizen Erased, and Megalomania, and a harpsichord on Microcuts. Plus, there's new artwork.
More harpsichord, more harpsichord.
Harpsichord.
The Monkees Deluxe. This Deluxe 2 LP, 180 gram Run Out Groove edition features a bunch of bonus tracks and 2 previously unissued songs and 2 new mixes exclusive to this set. All of those tracks are making their debut on wax, mastered by Kevin Gray. Lacquers were cut from the original analog stereo tapes for the first time since 1966.
We're the monkeys.
I was cut from the original lacquer tapes in 1966 as well. I'm not aging well. We need a repress. Go ahead, Emily.
Sad. Next up is Oliver Nelson, The Blues and the Abstract Truth. The jazz classic starring the dream team of Paul Chambers, Eric Dolphy, Bill Evans, Roy Haynes, and Freddie Hubbard. Hubbard. Nobody's ever heard of any of those guys. Remastered from the original analog tapes and pressed at QRP on a 180 gram vinyl with swing, stop, and tip-on jacket.
Nice. We're having too much fun with this one.
Sorry.
Let's just
We'll have less
bring
fun.
it down. Bring it down a little. Lucinda Williams, Lou's Jukebox Volume 2, From Memphis to Muscle Shoals and more. The 3-time Grammy winner sings Southern Soul classics from Al Green to Ann Peebles. Lou's Jukebox is a 6-volume series of mostly full band performances recorded live at Ray Kennedy's Room and Board studio in Nashville, Tennessee. I can't stand the rain against my window. I can't stand the hurricane. Go ahead, Emily.
Next up,
Chevelle.
Keith is very excited for this. Chevelle Wonder What's Next. Their second studio album, released in 2002, spawned the hit singles The Red and Send the Pain Below, as well as A Bunch of Green, proving to be the band's most successful album by selling over 2 million copies. Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Next up, Motorhead. No sleep till Hammersmiths.
Hammersmiths!
A 40th anniversary celebration of the 1981 #1 album includes a new remaster from the original tapes, a double live album of previously unreleased full concert, unseen photos, memorabilia, interviews, and wild tales, I'm sure.
Next up, we have TModel Ford. I was born in a swamp.
I was born in a swamp.
I now understand why you said that earlier.
My mama was an alligator. Go ahead.
TModel had a rough life, having survived it. I should not be laughing during this. Okay.
Bring it down. Let's all bring it down.
Sorry. TModel had a rough life, having survived an abusive and violent childhood, been sentenced to 10 years on a chain gang for murder, had several run-ins with the law and several failed marriages. After his 5th wife left him.
My mama was an alligator. She was mean. I had a rough childhood. She bit me all the time.
Anyway, after his 5th wife left him, he took up playing guitar and toured with Buddy Guy until he was discovered in 1995. How do you tour with Buddy Guy and then you're discovered? Okay, anyway. And signed to Fat Possum. We love Fat Possum.
Yep.
The late Mississippi bluesman successfully combined the rawness of Delta blues with Chicago blues and juke joint blues styles. This is a collection of live records sessions.
All right. Here, I'm going to let you do this one because
Okay.
I just don't pronounce well. The Flatlanders, Treasure of Love. Look at this little tiny thing. The iconic Texas-based trio of Butch Hancock, Joe Eli, and Jimmy Dale Gilmore are releasing their first album in more than 12 years. While a few songs here are new originals, the vast majority of the track list consists of tunes the band picked up during their half-century together, some stretching as far back as the group's earliest performances in the honky-tonks around Lubbock, Texas. Hey, I've been there. Where you also might have spotted Willie Nelson or Townes Van Zandt in the audience. That would be pretty cool. On shiny CD right here for you.
Next up, last but not least, Joy Oladokin, In Defense of My Own Happiness. Following the release of her critically acclaimed album, the Nashville-based singer, songwriter, and producer unveils the complete installment of her album series. The timeless body of work eloquently exudes Joy's deep emotions and confessional leanings as a black woman living in America. This is only the start of a breakout year for the fast-rising Nigerian-American songstress, including new songs to Judas and The Beginnings.
We also got some cool fun stuff in. We got a new line of fun stuff from the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. We'll pop some of that up here at the end, but you get really cool things. These are finger puppet magnets. Check out this Andy Warhol. Look at that.
Look
with
at
the
his little
vinyl jacket.
jacket.
Very nice, very nice. You got James Baldwin here, little note cards. Yeah, very nice. And this one, his ears are a little off, but Noam Chomsky, there you go. Very nice. We got a whole bunch of those. Some cool gift cards, some mugs.
Monty Python stuff.
Monty Python stuff. So cool. Edgar Allan Poe with removable raven. Vincent Van Gogh with removable ear.
Yes.
All of the stuff you guys have been requesting every single week for the last 11 years. We finally have it all here for you. Anyway, we're going to show you the amazing stack of new releases. Or not actually new releases, but restocks. We got like 100 of those today.
So many.
Because we got so many, we haven't gotten to unpacking the Record Store Day stuff, but hopefully that will happen tomorrow, maybe?
Sure.
Who knows?
It will happen tomorrow.
We will do it.
Manifesting it.
All right. I think that's it. If you want to call dibs on any of this stuff, message us. Call us 757-962-1996. Stay safe out there. It's going to be a wet and windy night.
Adios.
Amigos.